My name is Evan Delahanty, and I am the founder of Peaceful Fruits. And Peaceful Fruits makes a simple, delicious fruit snack that is good for you and good for the world. And what I'm here to talk about today is the impact that we're having already and how much more we can do with the support of organizations like Sea Change, some of the organizations here in the room, individuals like you, and of course, an investment of $60,000. So what are these super snacks that I'm talking about? Well, it starts with how we employ folks with disabilities right here in Northeast Ohio already today, creating full wage jobs. And then it continues in the Amazon rainforest where we source the acai that's the main ingredient in our snacks and where I was a Peace Corps volunteer. So these super snacks that are doing all of that, they are pretty super, but they're not that traditional fruit roll-up that you might be thinking of, where the first ingredient was corn syrup and then the second ingredient, also corn syrup. We managed to make a fruit snack actually just out of whole organic fruit. It took 6 months of intense research with the Cornell University Food Lab and the Cleveland Culinary Launch Kitchen, not too far away. But it turns out you can make FDA-compliant, shelf-stable, delicious food just out of food. It's not that hard. And that's, of course, going after that growing segment of customers that increasingly care about what their food means to their bodies and also their community around them. These are people that want food made the right way from the right stuff. And that's what we do. So for us, for Peaceful Fruits, Made the Right Way starts right here in Northeast Ohio, working with folks like AJ. Now, AJ has Down syndrome, and he was actually the very first person to join our mission. We work with him through our partnerships with Hattie Larlam and Blick Clinic to create as a full wage jobs program, employing him and other folks like him to produce our snacks. And that's so critical because as you see in our community, we've already heard a little bit about similar issues, but in our community, in the United States, people with disabilities are more than twice as likely to experience lasting poverty in their lifetime. A household that includes a person with disabilities has an annual income 40% lower than average. So there's an incredible need for full wage jobs for these folks, and we're incredibly proud to say that just since August when we launched that partnership, we've already created 10 jobs right there in Akron. And that theory of made the right way from the right stuff, that permeates throughout the company and the product itself, including with the main ingredient, which is the superfood acai. Now, acai became famous because it's a delicious, nutritious fruit from the Amazon rainforest, and in particular, it's known as one of the best sources of antioxidants, which have been linked to cancer prevention and anti-aging. So it's no surprise that it's one of the most popular superfoods in the world. But what makes acai particularly super, in my mind, is the positive impact it can have for the people of the Amazon rainforest where it grows. I founded Peaceful Fruits after 2 years in the Amazon as a project manager and community economic development specialist with the United States Peace Corps. And that's where I worked with folks like Edwa, who subsist on less than a few dollars per day. And usually that's enough to scrape by. But if someone gets sick or if Edwa wants to send his kids to school, he faces hard choices for how he's going to generate the money necessary to do that. And unfortunately, the main option right now is to join a poisonous illegal strip mine like shown here, where they're prospecting for gold and destroying the environment for miles around. What Peaceful Fruits does, we offer folks like Edwa a better option. We partner with them to harvest the acai that grows wild and abundant on their lands naturally. So we're offering them a way to generate some income without having to abandon their way of life or disrupt the environment. It's a way to access some of the benefits of the modern economy without being co-opted by it. It's a premium product that's actually self-limiting to a degree because it only commands a premium as long as it's wild. And what we're trying to do there, what the core of Peaceful Fruits is trying to align environmental sustainability, economic empowerment, together with the profit motive. Because if you can make doing the right thing profitable, it's a lot easier to sign people up, right? And that's what Peaceful Fruits is all about. We're a for-profit company, but it's designed to be for-profit for folks at every link in the chain. And that speaks back to my background where I was an operations manager before I joined Peace Corps. I literally went from running a 500,000 square foot warehouse outside of Cleveland to an 8x10 hut in the Amazon. And my business partner, Jeff, he's a finance professional with 14 years of experience on and off of Wall Street. We actually met in business school at Cornell University. So you can imagine that we took a long, careful look at the business side of Peaceful Fruits before we launched it. What we found was quite encouraging, right? Otherwise, I wouldn't be standing in front of you. So over the last 10 years, the market for fair trade goods, like Peaceful Fruits, has gone up 400%. At the same time, there's a robust market for snacks that's worth $124 billion a year in 2014. And the fastest growing segment is specialty foods just like us, at over $2.5 billion already. And that's because increasingly, Americans want snacks that are made from simple or all natural ingredients. That's why our closest competitors, like Stretch Island and VeggieGoes, are doing pretty well. Stretch Island hit $10 million in revenue about 10 years back and immediately got bought out by Kellogg's. VeggieGoes is only 4 or 5 years old, but they already have national distribution and they're a thriving, growing company. And that's the space that we're moving into. We offer a very similar price point at $1 to $1.50, a similar commitment to simple ingredients, so we have that business side. But what sets us apart is that acai and our social mission. From a pure business standpoint, our acai makes us unique. We're the only business on the market that actually uses superfood acai as the main ingredient in our product. It's not just a gimmick. It's not 27th out of 30 ingredients. It's the main ingredient, so you can actually taste this delicious exotic superfood and get the real benefits of it. But then our explicit social mission, that's also a competitive advantage. It allows us to connect with customers on those social values that are more and more driving purchasing decisions. And that's what's resulted in some good traction thus far. We launched our production partnership with Hattie Larlam and Blick Clinic in August of last year, and we've already sold over 17,000 snacks across more than 40 stores. That's Acme and Mustard Seed, Amazon.com, and about to get into Whole Foods, which we're very excited about. And so the sales side is scaling up, and the production side can scale pretty well too. Through our partnership with Hattie Larlam, we can get up to 400,000 units a year annually in production. And our partnerships in the Amazon can scale even past that without causing any environmental issues. So I'd love to talk about what comes after that 400,000 units in terms of new flavors and chocolate-covered acai and all that exciting stuff. But I figured we should probably talk about what it'll take to get there first, right? So let's not get ahead of ourselves. We're looking for $60,000 in investment from Sea Change and also from support from the community for organizations and the people in this room. And that money is what we need to scale up our sales to become financially viable under our own power and also drive our mission at the same time. Specifically and immediately, that's $12,000 to put into bulk purchases of raw materials. That improves our margin by 10% right off the bat and by 1/3 over the next year. That's also investing in our brand. $10,000, it's expensive, but that's what it takes to make sure you're standing out on the shelves, you're standing out online, so that you're really driving the consumer side of sales. It's also the $10,000 it takes to go to the national food trade shows where we can build up that whole side to make contact with Starbucks or Aramark to really drive those big relationships that can cause a real inflection in our sales trajectory. This is the working capital that it takes to invest today to drive sales and drive the mission at the same time. So what does that look like? Well, right now we're on that bottom red line of bootstrap organic growth. We're losing a little money this year. We're on track to break even by the end of next year. But with that investment of $60K, we can jump up onto the blue line. And that's where you see or the green line on this monitor, excuse me. And that's where you can see a real inflection point as we're able to capture larger customers, we're able to decrease margins, and we're able to really increase in-store sales as that branding investment starts to pay off. And at the same time, we're also able to leverage that into some incredible social impact. By the end of this year, that investment will enable us to go from 10 jobs created for folks with disabilities in Akron up to 20, as we are able to add a second shift. By the end of 2017, we'll be pumping over $55,000 worth of wages into the community for folks with disabilities there in Akron. And at the same time, it's $30,000 worth of acai from the people in the Amazon rainforest. But we can't get there without the support of Sea Change, that investment, organizations like those represented in the room, and also people like you. So we hope that you'll be inspired, even just as individuals, to help us out. It's as simple as a like on Facebook or taking a second the next time you go shopping to request us in the store. And definitely, the next time any of you are going to a meeting, please don't bring donuts. Bring Peaceful Fruits. It's a snack made the right way from the right stuff. Thank you.